So good morning to all. In this video, we are going to solve a question. So first of all, let me explain the question, then I will give you the solution. Okay. So the question is, you have given two shorted arrays. Okay. It is understood that the arrays was already shorted like this. Okay. So there are two shorted arrays given to you. Like this. Okay. And your task is to build a array C which contains element from both the arrays but in sorted order. It means the output should be like this. And at the same time, this array should contains no duplicate element. Okay. So let me repeat the question. Two array is given to you and it is already given that these two array will be sorted. Okay. And you have to build a third array that should contains element of A as well as element of B, but element should be in increasing order. Okay, it means arrange, and there should not be any duplicate element. Okay, so first of all, let me explain you what can be the strategy to solve this question. The first one is I can copy the element of A and B in a increasing order, but don't remove the duplicate element. Okay, so you will get an array that will contain element from A as well as from B. So first of all, let me show the strategy. Okay, then I will try to optimize the algorithm. Okay, so first of all, let me solve the question by a simple approach. Then later on, I will give you the better approach. Okay, so let me start with things. Void main. So let me zoom the camera so that you can visualize it properly. Okay, I think it is properly visible, not issue. Okay, so int main, what I will do, I will take an array int A, that is 50, let's say, int B, let's say it is 50, and int C, let's say 100. So the maximum size of this array can be 100 if A and B contains no duplicate element. Okay, if A and B contains duplicate element, it is quite obvious that the size of C will be less than A plus B. Okay, why A plus B size? Because duplicate element will not be copied two times or three times. Okay, so I have taken the array. So let me put 4, I equals 0, I less than 50, I plus plus. So it is not necessary the size of A and B will be equal. So let me take different size like this. Okay, so it is not necessary that size of A and B will be equal. So let me put scanf A of I. Then let me put one more loop. This time it will iterate till 15. Scanf I have input array A as well as array B. Then what I will do, I will take two pointers. Let me tell you the strategy. Let's say I will take two pointers. One pointer will point out to the array I, and the second one will point out to the array B. Okay, then I will compare these two elements. What will happen? Which one is smaller? One is smaller, then I will copy one and I will increment the value of j. So what is the meaning of this one is? The meaning of this one is this element is smaller. So I have copied the element. Now what you have to do? You have to compare 2 with 10. That's why you are not going to increment the counter of I. You are just going to increment the counter of j. So what will happen? 2 and 10 will be compared and 2 will be copied here because 2 is smaller than 10. So I will copy 2. Again again I will increment the value of j. Then what will happen? 9 and 10 will be compared, and 9 will be copied here, and I will increment the value of j. But the moment my compiler control will come here, 10 and 10 will be equal. So what is the meaning of this one is, you are not going to copy the duplicate element. Okay, but for the sake of simplicity, what I am going to do, I am not going to consider the duplicate element. Okay, I am just going to copy the element of array. Okay, it means in the array D, duplicate array can exist for the sake of simplicity first. Okay, then 10 and 10 will be compared. So 10 is not smaller than 10. What will happen? This 10 will be copied and value of I will be incremented. Are you following this one? That is quite easy. Then this 10 and 20 will be compared, and this 10 will be copied, and compiler control will come here. Then this 20 and 20 will compare. So this 20 will come inside this array, and what will happen? The value of I will be incremented by 1 like this. Okay. Then this 20 and 30 will compare. This 20 will come, control will come here. Then 30, 40 will compare. So what is the strategy? The strategy is, you will compare element from this array or from this array. The moment you will copy the element, you will increment the counter of the particular array. Are you following this one? That's why you have maintained two counter. Counter I will be incremented if the element will be copied from array A. Counter J will be incremented if the element will be copied from array B. Okay, but what will happen? This is a tricky part, because the length of A and B are different. So what will happen? It might be possible element of a array will be over fast and element of an array will be over slow. It means it might be possible all the element has been copied in a array D from array B, but some element are remaining from array A. So in this case, what we have to do, let me explain by the example. Let's say I have a couple of more elements like this. So what will happen? First of all, 40 will be compared with 30, then 30 is here, then 40 will compare with 40, then this 40 will be here, then this 100. So 100 and 40 will compare. So what will happen? This 40 will copy here, and what will happen? So there is no element to compare. So in this case, what we have to do, if all the element has been over, then you have to copy all the element like this. So there is no need to compare. Are you following this one? Like this. So let me explain again what is the algorithm. If the two arrays given to you, first of all you will take two pointers, pointer I and pointer j. At starting I or j value will be equal to 0. It means you will compare the zeroth element of both the arrays, this one and this one. The moment you will find the smaller element, you will copy in an array D, and what you will do, you will increment the counter. Okay, and the value of I will remain as it is. Okay, so by this approach you will get a array which contains element in increasing order, but there are some duplicate elements. So you can build a logic and can remove the duplicate element. So how you could do that? You will compare the adjacent element. Okay, because the element is shorted, so two equal element can be found at the adjacent place. Are you following this one? So what you will do, you have to compare element I and I plus 1. If they are not equal, what you should do, you should copy the element. Okay, if they are equal, you should not copy the element. Okay, or you can say you should copy the one element. Okay, so that's the simple approach. Okay, so let me build the program for this. So what I have done, I have taken two arrays, array A and array B and array C. Okay, so I have input two arrays. Let me take counter int I equals j equals 0. So I have taken the counter. Okay, that is the counter. So let me start the loop. For I, sorry, let me take k also, like this. Okay, so let me take k. Let me apply the while loop. While loop is a good option. Okay, so in this case, while loop is a better option. While value of k should be greater than this one and this one. So what is the maximum time this loop can iterate? This one plus this one. So that is 65. The size of A as well as size of B. A plus B, sorry. Okay. Then let me compare here. If A of I, it means, let's say I have two arrays, first array and I have second array, like this. I am going to compare this one with this one. That is A, that is B. The counter name is I and counter name is J. Okay. If this element and I will compare this element. If both the element, if A of I less than B of J, so what is going to happen? You are going to copy content of K equals A of I, and the value of I will be incremented by 1 and K plus plus. So every time you are going to take a new array and you are going to copy the value, you are going to increment the counter. It means this position has been occupied. Now you have copied, sorry, increment the value of k. So next time this position will be occupied. Okay, that is quite simple. So what you have done, you have checked both the values, which one is smaller. So first of all, we have write the code for this one. So if this one is smaller, so I have copied this one. Else, what I have to do? C of k plus plus equals B of j. So let me explain again. This is the counter for A array. This is the counter for array B, I and J. So you have to keep in mind. Okay. What will happen? Oh, sorry. Like, let me write the condition first. Yeah, it is okay. Okay. And then let me write J plus plus like this. Okay. And let me end the loop that. So what will happen? If this one is smaller, then element will come from this array. If this one is smaller, element will come from this array. Okay. After iterating the loop, what is going to happen? You have to check the length. Okay. So how you will check the length? If I equals 50. So what is the meaning of this one? Is the meaning of this one? The meaning of this one is, if the value of I becomes 50, it means all the element of array A has been copied in a new array and there is no element to compare. So in this case, what you have to do? You have to copy all the remaining element of B into the array C. Are you following this one? Let me explain. Let's say you have an array like 2, 3, 6. That is A. And you have an array like 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. So what is going to happen? First 2 will be copied, then 3 will be copied, then 4 will be copied, then 5 will be copied, then 6 will be copied. So the moment you have copied 6, the element is over. Okay, then you have to copy the remaining element as it is. Are you following this one? You have to copy the remaining element as it is. So that is quite easy. So what you have to do, you have to start copy the remaining elements. So how you can do that? Let me apply the loop for int p equals j. So why I have start with j? So what is the value of j? You will start copying the element until the last. So how you will copy that? P less than the size of the second array, 15. Okay, it means if the element of this array has been over, what you have to do? You have to start copying the array with the index j till the length of this array. So what is the length of this array? In this case is 5. In this case it is 15. So I will write 15. P plus plus. So you have to copy the remaining element. How you can copy that? Copy is quite simple, like name of the array is C. So C of K plus plus equals, the array name is B. B of P. Okay, so we have to write the similar code for this, what, for the array B. So let me write here, it will written here. Okay, so if the value of j becomes 15, it means all the element has been copied from this array. So what you have to do, you have to copy the remaining element inside the array, this one. 4 int p, let me write int p equal, from where it will start, it will start from j. So this time it will start from I, because you have copied all the elements from array B, but some element of array A is still remaining. So what you have to do, you have to start with the I and you have to go till what? You have to go till 50 and P plus plus. So let me check whether it is visible or not. Yeah, it is visible. Fine. Okay. Then what I have to do? I have to copy the remaining element. So how we can do that? C of K plus plus equals A of P. Okay. So this time we have copied the element from B. This time we have copied the element from A. And once the all element has been copied, there is no need to put inside the loop. So what you can do that, you can put break. Where? Here. So there is no need to apply the loop because your task has been completed. So till now what you have do that, you have done the copied operation, either array from A or from B, you have copied all the elements. Now the task is to remove the duplicate element. So how we can do that? So let me explain you how we can remove the duplicate element. So let me have this one and I will like complete the program. Okay. See, all the element has been copied in array C. Now your task is to like remove the duplicate element. How you can do that? Let me explain to you. So first of all, let me tell you the logic. Let's say array is given to you. Let me change the name of the array. Let's say D equals 10. And it is quite obvious that element will be sorted. That's why we will take advantage of this one. Okay. So let's say element like this. 20, 29, 29, 29 and 30. That's it. It is an array. So the output will be 10, 20, 29 and 30. So your task is to remove the duplicate element. So what you should do, first of all, let me explain to you. 4, I will start from 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is 7. And I plus plus. Like this. Okay. Then what I will do, I will take a variable p and will copy the first element, that is d of 0. Okay, so I have taken a variable p and I have copied the first element d of 0. Okay, and at the same time I will copy the first element d of d equals to d. So because there can't be one duplicate in a single element, so I have copied the element. It is quite simple. And at the same time I have copied the content into p also. Okay, then what I will do, I will start loop from 1, and if d of I, what is the meaning of this one is, I am checking with this one. If d of I not equal to pre, it means the previous element, I am checking with the previous element. It means I am checking the current element with the previous copied element. If they are not equal, what is going to happen? If they are not equal, then I am going to copy the content. D of like that is I. Okay, let me take a variable k, starting value of 0 1. So let me copy in a variable this one. What it should be copied? D of I. So what is the meaning of this one is, let me explain to you. First of all, I have taken a array and I have taken a blank array. Okay. First of all, I have copied the duplicate of first element. That is quite obvious. And at the same time, I have saved the copy of this value into pre. That is pre. So pre contains the copy of the previous copied element. So if the previous element are not equal with the new element, the value of I is 1. So I am taking with this one. So it is equal. So I will go in the else part. If it is equal, what is going to happen? You are not going to copy, you are going to increment the value I plus plus. Okay, so what is happened? The value of I is 1, so you are checking with D1 not equal to pre. Condition become false, compiler will come here. In the else part, what will happen? I plus plus, the value of I becomes this one. Okay, there is no need to this one. Okay, there is no need to put this one, because the value of I will be incremented by the loop also. So it becomes 20. So what is the value of pre? The value of pre is still 10, like this one. And d of I, the value of I becomes 2, it means 20. So what is going to happen? You are going to copy the content because it is not equal. Condition becomes true, and at the same time, so just a minute, it is a technical fault. So please give me 1 or 2 seconds. So in the meanwhile, let me explain to you what is going to happen. We have taken two arrays. Okay. So in first array, oh yeah. So I think fault has been removed. So yeah, pre equals d of I. So what will happen? I will copy the 20 and I will update the value of pre to 20. It means previous copied element becomes 20. Okay. Then compiler will come here and check all the elements. So that's the one approach to solve this question. Okay. In the next video, and here you can print the array also. Okay. In the next video, we will see how we can apply some better approach. Okay. So in the next video, we will see a better approach of the same problem. Okay. Thank you.